Hi, I'm Cherie Fogarty, founder of Creating My Best Life and Habit Gratitude for Kids, where we show you how to get happier, more grateful children and be happier, more grateful yourself. Before we get to this week's tip for busy moms and dads, I want to just remind you of something. These tips we're doing each week, they're super simple. They're fun. Anybody can do them, no matter how busy you are, your kids are, your family is. No excuses. But here's the thing. They're common sense, but common sense isn't always common practice. So while you may watch these tips and think, wow, that's super simple, oh, of course I know that. The question is, are you doing it? Are your kids doing it? Because that's why we're doing this. One thing a week, one super simple thing a week, so there are no excuses, so that we can all do it, so that we can be happier and more grateful, and so that we can teach our children to be happier and more grateful too. One tip a week though, one super simple thing, adds up cumulatively to a whole lot of happiness and gratitude on a yearly basis, 52 weeks a year. Think about doing this for a year, 2 years, 3 years, just one super simple thing a day. You're going to have a lot of gratitude and happiness in your life, and your kids are going to have a lot more gratitude and happiness in their lives. So when we get to the tip this week, it's going to sound super simple, and it is, but the question is, are you going to do it? I'm going to do it this week with my kids. I hope you do it this week with yours. So here's a super simple tip this week. It's a dinner time discussions. This week we're going to have a dinner time discussion starter with our children each night. Now this is something I actually created as a product years ago. It's called Dinner Time Discussions. I trademarked it. It's a book series. It's all sorts of things. And it was part of the original Habit Gratitude, Habits in a Box, Habit Gratitude for Kids. And it was designed to do over 30 days. But this week we're just going to ask 1 or 2 questions, basically 2 questions each night this week, to start bringing more happiness and gratitude into our homes. Now, all you have to do is ask these 2 questions at dinner time each night with your family. What are you most grateful for today? And then what 3 things happened today? What 3 good things happened today? That's it. What are you most grateful for? And what 3 good things happened today? That is so simple. Now, you can ask more questions. You go around the table. You can ask more questions. You can certainly think of all sorts of other things or look at other dinner time discussions we've done and come up with other questions. But that's really all I'm asking you to do this week. Now, here are some tips for success. First of all, if somebody doesn't feel like answering, don't force them. Remember, our job as parents is to model, to do it ourselves. So even if you and your husband or just you are the only one who does it, that's okay. But chances are, most people will want to participate because it's easy and it's fun. And if somebody doesn't, maybe a resistant teen or child, by the end, after everyone else has participated and given what they're grateful for, people don't like to be left out. Chances are they'll participate too. So that's number 1 tip for success. Number 2 is I can already hear people saying, but we don't eat dinner together every night. That's okay. When I created the dinner time discussions, the tagline is for dinner time or any time. Now, while I really want to encourage you to eat dinner together at least a couple times a night, and all of the research shows there's probably nothing you can do that's more important for your family as a whole than to eat dinner together every night. But if I can't convince you of that yet, even if it's 1 or 2 nights this week, that's okay. And if you don't eat together at all, well, hopefully you will soon after you do some more of these tips and understand how important it is. But for now, it can be for any time. So if you sit down at breakfast with your family, anytime everybody is all together is a great time to do dinner time discussions. You can be in the car on the way to an activity, right before bed, whatever the time that you can all get together. If you all can't get together for 5 or 10 minutes, again, you have to look at priorities and things like that, but I get it. We're all at different stages. I have teenagers and I have elementary school children, so they're on very different schedules. So while we eat dinner together every night, basically, even if it's at 4 o'clock with cereal, not everybody does, and there are times where we all can't be together. That's okay, because then it's actually a great thing to do with your children, let's say when you tuck them in one-on-one. And yes, you can still tuck teenagers in, and it's probably more important than ever to tuck them in, because you need to check in with them. It's super important to check in with teenagers, even maybe more so than your younger children. So ask them when you're sitting, on their bed at night, saying goodnight, even if they go to bed later than you sometimes, before you go to bed, go in and just ask them, what were you most grateful for today? Here's what I was most grateful for, and if they want to hear it, that's fine if you need to model it for them. But ask them, what are you most grateful for today? And what 3 good things happened today? That's it. It's super simple. You can do this anytime, so there are no excuses. You can answer the questions and ask them in 30 seconds or under if you really want to. Hopefully the discussion lasts a little longer, but that's okay. That's all you're doing this week. Super simple, right? dinner time discussions for dinner time or anytime. What are you most grateful for? And 3 good things that happened today. And feel free to continue the discussion and ask other questions as well. So that's it. Super simple, no excuses, and I hope this tip has served you. I hope you'll do it. And now it's your turn. In the comments below, I'd love to hear when you're going to do this. Are you going to do it at dinner time? Try to do it 1 or 2 nights a week. And if not, what's another time that you think as a family you can come together and do this? Or if not, when you'll do this with your family. And secondly, after you've done this for a few nights or for the week, come back and let us know how it went. What worked? What didn't? When did you actually do it? How did your kids respond? What were you surprised about? Maybe some things that they were grateful for that you're surprised to hear. Or 3 good things that happened. How did it help your family connect? And how did everybody feel after doing it? So we'd love to hear from you. That's it. As always, if you liked this video, subscribe to the channel and share it with your mom or dad network so that we can all have happier, more grateful children and be happier, more grateful ourselves. And if you want even more tips, tools, ideas, and strategies for how to get happier, more grateful children and be happier, more grateful yourself, head over to SherieFogarty.com after the episode and sign up for email updates. Thanks so much for watching, for being a mom or dad, and for everything you do each and every day to be the best one you can be. And here's to all of us creating a better world, one child and one family at a time, starting with our own. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.